What's going on, future real estate investors? So this video is a little different. I'm actually sharing my screen from the course that I was talking about, which is called Remote Riches by Sharon and Sean. And what I'm going to do is also link up their YouTube so you guys can see who they are, who I'm referring to. So this is the part where it talks about market research. Now, before you get a real estate agent or a pre-approval, you kind of want to get an idea of what city you want to invest in. Now, if you want to invest in your local city, meaning the city that you live in, that's fine. It makes it a little bit easier as far as managing the property because it's local, and you'll be able to keep an eye on the property, maybe manage it yourself. There's a lot of pros to that. My property is not in my area. I live in Los Angeles County. There's many reasons why I didn't invest in Los Angeles County. There's two main things. One, it's really expensive, so it wouldn't cash flow. And two, because I manage a property in Los Angeles, it's so strict. Just to give you an example, I had a tenant who didn't pay rent for 4 years. Yes, I said 4 years, and didn't get evicted. Granted, she lives at my building, which is a low-income building. She has a disabled daughter, but she exploited the system like to the T. It was really ridiculous. She stopped paying rent in May of 2020 and didn't settle until June of 2024. It's just crazy. So that's why I didn't want to invest in Los Angeles and decided in a different county. Still in California, just a different county. It's in Kern County. But as you can see here, this is, I have it here where a part where it's talking about Jacksonville. But the first part of this course, it tells you the website you got to go to. Let me get to it. It's called citydata.com. Now, this is a website. It's not a government website. So let me get to it real quick. I'm going to give you all the information. All right. City data. So I'll go here. Make it there. Just citydata.com. And let's just put in here Tempe, Arizona. It's just a random city. I used to date someone in Tempe a long time ago, so not that I want to go back, but just want to kind of see what's cracking. All right, so don't look at any of the ads, just get them out of the way. It's just crazy. So you go here. Come on. There we go. Come on, go down. All right, is that gonna work? Fine. So here's the information that you're gonna be looking for. Population growth. You're gonna be looking for this is income. And what it went for. So like, wow. Look how much the property went up for a condo. Oh man, that is wild. It was $126,000 in 2000. It is now $468,000. Wow. Tempe is a little bit higher than it is in Arizona. That's part of the information. Disregard those ads. Skip all those ads. And you're also going to want to look at crime. So the course will go over all the information, every detail that you want to know before investing in a city. And then what you end up doing is you put all the data into a spreadsheet, and then it'll tell you if the city is good to invest in. And these are all their criteria. I'm not gonna like go over everything because it's already here, and these guys are really good. So I don't want to give you secondhand information, but I'm kind of prepping you as far as like what you need to know. Job growth is another one that they criteria. So that way you want to be in an area that it's growing and jobs are growing, because if not, then you won't have any renters. So it's really, useful information. I'm trying to get to other stuff. Oh, census. That's another good information as far as like population growth and things like that. So this is all good information and necessary when it is to investing in real estate, because you want this information before. Because the last thing you want is to invest in a city. Like a lot of people, what they do, they think, oh, I'm gonna get the cheapest place or something that's really affordable. Now, granted, that makes sense. Like I bought in an area where I can afford, but I also did the research and the numbers made sense. It said to invest in that area because it's growing. The crime was going down, and it worked out. Now, I know in the past I've seen people, oh, I'm gonna buy this property because it's really cheap, and I'm gonna renovate it, and I'm gonna rent it, but it's in a bad neighborhood, and there's not a lot of good jobs in that area, and people ended up just selling it at a loss. So make sure you do your research first. Now, again, like I told you before, I highly recommend getting this course. This is through Teachable. I'm sure there's other courses. It's up to you guys which, people you want to go through. I can go on here to YouTube real quick, and Sharon and Sean. You see it there, she is. So this is her.
Hey guys, it's Sharon from Digital Nomad Quest, and today I want to tell you guys about...
Yeah, so I had her on my podcast, and she really knows her stuff. And I'm a pretty smart individual and get a good feel for, individuals and people. And I'm older, 42, and I met her. I was like, oh no, this girl's no joke. So when she came up with the course with her husband, I was like, oh no, it's gonna be really good. So it's just a lot of stuff. Like this is her page, and right now she's traveling like all over the place because she got to retire a little early. But yeah, this is where I went and I got the course. So hopefully you take this information, digest it, and make a good decision, because you don't want to get into a new venture, especially one that you're not very familiar with, that has a lot of like obstacles with like no knowledge or not being prepared, because it is terrible. It's gonna cost you more money doing this single-handed, like on your own, than it is just buying the course and just sitting there and taking it. Now, this course probably, like if I actually sat down and took it, it probably would take me about half a day, probably less. I did over a course, over, well, technically over a couple years, because I only did 50% of it. But no, it's actually relatively easy. But you got to do the work. Like you got to go in there and stop and do the research and stuff like that. So, yeah, that's it. What I will do in the future when I buy my second property, I am going to film it like this and post it and show you what I'm doing for my next property. I'm not 100% sure if I want to stay in the state of California. I do want to look outside of my state and see what else is worth getting into. Again, it's just got to do that research. So I'm right there with you, like, and I'm a little nervous. Like, I'm like, oh man, like, I don't know if I want to go out of state. And because then it's like, yeah, it's a whole different ballgame. Like, I really have to rely on property management to do their job and make sure that they don't like steal from me, because it's crazy. But again, I have this course, so I feel very confident that I will do a good job. Still gonna make mistakes. I'm still gonna have some costly, errors, but it'd be the minimum. So make sure to watch all my other videos to get you prepared for this. That way Once you've figured out what city that you want to invest in, then we're going to start getting to pre-approvals, finding a real estate agent, and finding the property that you are actually going to pull the trigger on to be your first investment property.